Anupam, thank you so much for joining us here today. I'm really looking forward to talking with you about Truera.
Thank you, Brian. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'd love to just start with what inspired the creation of your company, walk us through the founder's story, talk about the problem you're solving, and how that intersects with generative AI and AI in general.
Yeah, absolutely. So I used to be a professor at Carnegie Mellon University, and for the past 10 years or so, I've been doing research in the area of artificial intelligence, and in particular, thinking through how to evaluate and build confidence in the quality of models and applications built with machine learning and other artificial intelligence methods. And in particular, about 10 years ago now, we had done a bunch of work on research around evaluation of machine learning models, assessing them for correctness, for fairness, testing them both during the development stage as well as in production to ensure that they truly deliver business value. And when they don't, we can identify blind spots, help with debugging and monitoring of these kinds of models. And jointly with my co-founder, Shayak Sen, who was back then a PhD student working with me on these topics, uh, this body of work formed the technology foundation on which we started the company. We were also fortunate to team up with Will Uppington, who used to be formerly Chief Product Officer at Bloomreach and had a lot of domain experience taking machine learning to e-commerce and retailers. And so it was a nice combination of research and practice meeting together that led to the founding of the company. And we started in early 2019. It's been about 4 years now, and we're excited about where we are and the path ahead. Over the past year or so, large language models and generative AI have become a big part of what we do, and in particular, staying to the same themes around evaluation, finding failure modes, blind spots, and helping improve applications and models built with generative AI is core to what we do now.
Wonderful. I'd love to maybe cast this in the future a bit and think about, the life of a e-commerce professional in 5 years time, and who you're serving, what how Truera kind of fits into the day in the life of that individual, and how they're using the solution, right, to better serve their customers and drive operational opportunities that they find. So I'd love to kind of just hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you think about some of the key pillars of the e-commerce business, search is one of them. Customer support is another. So around this whole customer experience as a theme, if I take those two examples, they are going to change dramatically, even in the course of the next year. And in 5 years from now, they'll look very different from what they look like right now. So if you think about search for a minute, right now, when we go to a e-commerce website and search for a product, we usually get a list of results. It's a very non-interactive medium. In contrast with generative AI, the potential is that it'll be more like a conversation, much like we're having with ChatGPT on general topics. We will go there and we can have a conversation about how to best structure a project. Let's say a home improvement project, if you're going to a website like a Home Depot or a Lowe's. And powering that kind of user experience is applications built on top of large language models. And if you think about how to ensure that those applications actually give you correct, trustworthy answers, that's where Truera comes in. Large language models have immense power, and we have seen that with the growth of capacity, you can have really meaningful conversations with a chat GPT. But they do suffer from one significant limitation. You'll see a lot of hallucinations in their responses. The results sound very
Yeah, I
plausible
was
and
going to ask you
reasonable and
about that.
believable, but it might be completely factually incorrect. That's just not going to work in the context of an e-commerce application. You want to know about real products that are actually in the store and have confidence that the answers are relevant, that they're grounded in the knowledge base of the products in the store, the inventory, if you will. So elements of relevance, elements of groundedness, meaning that the answers are truly coming from the knowledge base in the e-commerce site. Those kinds of things can be tested very systematically and programmatically with the kinds of tools that Truera provides. And so, what I expect in the day of life is that application developers who are building applications for search, who are building applications for customer support, will, as part of their workflow, use Truera on a daily basis to evaluate the quality of the applications, identify the blind spots, and get guidance on how to improve those applications. And once those applications move into production, they'll be using Truera to monitor their production models and applications and go through the similar process of identifying failure modes, getting support for debugging, and an ongoing basis maintaining the quality of these applications. And search and customer support are just two examples where we will move towards a much more interactive generative AI, large language model supported co-pilots, if you will, and chatbots for the end users who are going to be actual users of the website who come in to buy stuff, or customer support folks who are answering questions. And this will become a huge augmentation to their capabilities and making sure that it's trustworthy, that it's reliable, and you can maintain and improve the quality of your applications will be a very significant addition to the toolkit.
Well, you answered one of the key questions I was going to ask about already, so I'm going to jump ahead a little bit and just as we sort of get towards the end of our conversation, talk about kind of who your ideal customer is, who you're best serving. What type of organization is a great fit for Truera?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we are a horizontal platform company, and we work with small and medium-sized enterprises as well as with large enterprises across a range of verticals. Retail e-commerce is one area in which we have a number of customers, and they are engaged with us on the kinds of applications that we just discussed, right? Like search model, people are building and deploying search-oriented applications, marketing-oriented applications, customer support applications. These are all areas in which there are both traditional machine learning models that Truera's products can help with evaluating and monitoring, and also Gen AI applications, which are emerging rapidly over the course of the past year. And so that's a good one of the unique things we have is that we have breadth across these range of AI and ML applications, and customers in the retail e-commerce side are a good, strong vertical for us. Financial services is another where we have a number of major banks, insurance companies who are our customers, motivated by very similar considerations of ensuring that their models and applications can be evaluated and monitored and improved over time. And the use cases are different. They're looking at fraud models, they're looking at some credit models, there's overlap in marketing models, and so on. And then there are also customers from brands, from tech companies, security-oriented companies as well. So it's a very broad swath of verticals, but united by that common theme of ensuring that models and applications can be evaluated, debugged, and improved and monitored over time.
Wonderful. I want to thank you so much, Anupam, for joining us here to talk about Truera. And, thanks for being here on the live stream with us.
Thank you, Brian. It was a pleasure.